Hi. It's been a pretty big couple of days for those who've been following my emails and random posts. And anyway, there's a story that's about to go to print in The Age about what's happened with my son's school. And, you know, being a parent and feeling really challenged by, you know, having everything that you hoped for your child's education completely fall apart. And it's interesting feeling into what it's like to tell that story, and also the own stories that we have come up in our own minds about whether it's okay to speak your truth, whether it's okay to speak up, who might judge me, who might retaliate, how am I going to be perceived in the world, will my son be okay with his name being out there, his photo being out there, and interestingly the different opinions of people around us. So for example, I tossed and, you know, I kind of was like, do I really want to talk about this? Do I really want to put my name to it? Do I want to have a photographer come to my house? And I thought, yeah, I do, because I know that this is an important story to tell, and that there are families who are picking up pieces that are far bigger than what I'm called to pick up and grow through and work through with our own situation. There are families who have settled in this country to settle near the school that we went to, the people who've sold and bought houses. You know, it's really, really big stuff. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that no matter what we do, and no matter how much we speak up or don't speak up about what's important to us, we're going to get both support and challenge. So, you know, it played out beautifully today with my mum, you know, saying how proud of me she was that I was, you know, standing in my own truth of seeking fairness and justice and really staying in your authentic truth. And I had my husband kind of going, oh, I don't know how this is going to play out. Like, I hope this doesn't, you know, like backfire. And I was really able to hold both of those opinions and really respect them, and also accept, yeah, like, I get it. Like, one of you is proud of me, one of you is feeling a bit challenged by this choice I'm making to speak up. But I still feel in myself that it's the right thing to do. And I can see so much of the wisdom in simply just tossing it out there and trusting that it's going to land where it needs to for the people that need to hear this stuff. And I think about this too in terms of the parenting choices that we make, that sometimes it can be really uncomfortable to you know, parent in a way that's trying to be conscious, which might mean that you're not going to maybe tell your child off in public, or you're not going to play the victim kind of perpetrator angle. You're really going to look beneath that and help your child access the release of feelings beneath the behaviour rather than punish the behaviour. And at the same time that you're doing that, you're also having to battle with like the internal stuff in your own head that's all about the social conditioning about what's okay and what's not okay with our children's behaviour and our own. And I think, gosh, you know, this parenting thing, I speak up and I'm stepping up because it's important to me to see, for my children to see that how important it is to look, to be congruent, to be authentic, to use your voice, really. And so this is like an absolute ramble because I feel like my brain is just like mush after interviews and turning all this stuff over in my head and being on the run all day with 2 kids and feeling the need to hold greater space for my son, who I can see is flicking off in all different ways because he's trying to de-school himself after being in school 5 days a week. You know, it's a pretty big deal. So my point was, look for where we're feeling really challenged, where are we getting supported? Who is coming to our assistance? Who is there for us when we feel like someone really is not? Because there's always both. And I think about this with our children too, like it can be so easy to get caught up in the story of them having a really hard time or them being really challenged, but they're also getting both too. And the more that we can see that, the more we can play our role as parents from a more measured place, because we can look for what else is going on here that I'm not seeing when I'm feeling really emotionally charged, because it'll be there. It's just about us asking better questions about the dynamic that's at play, what our child's seeking to need and grow through, rather than simply it being, you know, this blame game or this external thing that you need to save them from because something is challenging. There's just so much more depth to it, and like Jules and I hash this stuff out all the time, and anyway, this was my brain dump of my day in terms of hashing this kind of stuff out, because it totally lights me up. It helps us, you know, unpack our worlds and stay true, stay really authentic to who we are, and, you know, do our thing. So I hope you're having a great day, and we'll chat soon. Bye.